everyone, and welcome to the Diplomacy Timing Window, where the rules are discussed and our opinions don't matter. My name is The Half-Heard.
And I'm Hungry Hippos.
Today we have a very special episode for everyone. With us are two lucky buys from the Twilight Wars tournament. Let's welcome our special guest speakers today, Fingolfin and Corne. How are you both doing today?
I prefer to view it as unlucky. I'd much rather be playing. It's so boring sitting up.
I'm with Fingolfin on this one. I would much rather be playing. I remember there was a moment when there was a cancellation or something, and you would just be trying to fill the last spot, and I was like, "Put me in, please, please."
You're ready. Put me in, coach.
Well.
Put me in,
he
coach.
Said, "Put me in as well." And I was like, "No, I said first." But bloody brains.
Yeah, you guys wanted to play so badly. I think Fingolfin, you created a whole other bracket for everyone who wasn't in the tournament.
That's right, the meme tournament.
The meme tournament. I'm in that. Yeah, Yisrael.
I think we all are in the meme tournament.
Yeah, we're all in the meme tournament.
Yeah, why is Old Reliable going so slowly? Come on.
I mean, I'm not gonna.
How far are you guys?
Not me.
How far are you guys in the Old Reliable?
I'm at 3 VP along with a couple other people, so that far.
That's not very far. That's a way to go.
What's that like?
We're almost done in All Stars. So.
Yes,
we're the All Stars.
Are the All Stars.
We were supposed to have been done, and then the Half-Heard cracked the code of why Fingo.
Yeah, like I was hoping no one would like put 2 and 2 together.
Oh geez, I was teetering on the brink of despair, just like giving up on the game, and then
I'd already given up.
I had a spark to say, all right, I'm loading up the wiki list of secret objectives, knock them off. Which one does he have left? And it was a race.
Let's take a quick step back. Fingolfin, what was the inspiration for making this meme tournament?
Well, I was a bit sad I wasn't in the tournament, and I had this idea that what if instead of like all the races, like I thought the tournament would turn out that all the top races would just get picked over and over again, or like the bottom 5 would almost never get picked. And that's sort of how it turned out, except game 8. So I really wanted like each race to get at least one solid chance. I thought
equal representation.
Yeah, equal representation. And I thought this meme tournament would be a good way to do that, because it would ensure the bottom 5 only fought against the bottom 5. So they would at least have a chance to make it to the final round.
Was the faction data based off of TI Wars or just in general TI?
It was just my own opinion about.
Your own opinion.
I was like, what are my top 5
the
favorite
best metric
that I think of?
Speaking of game 8, that Embers is still owning Mechatol Rex on that game. So just a quick, tiny update. Back to the meme tournament.
Is a plan to have you play the same race you played the whole time into the following rounds? So isn't that penalizing anybody who isn't in the All Stars?
Yes, it is. But
nice picking yourself in the All Stars.
Listen, I chose my race last. Okay, I take no responsibility for being who's
true.
Busted.
That's true.
I mean, I know the All-Star factions are obviously the heavy hitters, but they tend to also be the most boring to play.
Agreed.
I mean, I'm Yisrael. I'm kind of partial to having way too many action cards. My most recent POK win was when I was playing Yisrael, as Half-Heard can attest. And it felt really good. And I was going against Titans. I was going against what was the other faction, Half-Heard?
The Cabal.
Yes, the Cabal, and then the Nomad.
Yeah,
I felt good.
I don't think you have a single faction tech in our game, so you didn't go any cookie cutter build. It was off the cuff, pretty much everything you've done the whole game.
It's been fun.
Yeah, definitely has.
I have to say as well, the other, I guess, kind of nice thing with the meme tournament was that it worked out such that, there's 15 factions, so we had to play 3 5-player games. And I think I've said this in one of the previous episodes, but 5 players really grown on me, I have to say, in Twilight Wars. I used to not be a big fan because I thought it was a very imbalanced kind of map and setup, but I don't know, something about like 3 strategy cards being left out and less players than the 6. It's just, I don't know, it's kind of becoming my favorite. I don't know if I want to say favorite, but it's getting up there. I'm really enjoying 5-player these days.
I mean, TI is, as Fingolfin said, inherently asymmetrical. So why not make the map as such as well?
Even a little wonkier.
Yeah.
I think the chances of someone not taking leadership in 5 players is way higher than in 6 players.
Mm-hmm.
And a round without leadership is painful. But it's interesting in a new way.
In a new way.
Yeah. And maybe that's what I like about it. It's like kind of fresh, right? In that new way.
So we have the All-Stars. You guys are almost done. Old Reliable, we're at 3 VP apiece ish. How was the other game going?
Underdogs is faster than All-Stars, actually. They're already on the next round after us.
They're just the underdogs, so they can't score points.
The Turtles are at 9 points somehow.
There you go.
So, oh no. Kaza is doing pretty well. He's the Bugs and he's at 8.
Nice, our boy.
As Kaza does,
He's proud.
He's got leadership, so he'll be winning if the Winnow, who only have 5 points, don't win with Imperial, probably.
Kaza represent
now
tournament and TI tournament.
Both tournaments. There's one where I'm like torn in 2 because on the one hand, obviously I want to see him do well, but on the other hand, I kind of want him to have him back on the show. So like, hurry up and lose, Kaza. Jeez.
Surely this meme tournament doesn't count towards your impartial stance towards the whole game, really.
Fair. So just the main tournament, I want him to kick the bucket already.
Yeah.
I want to hear his rundown of how game 4 went after it's over, because
I think we could definitely do an episode on that.
Yeah, we've been missing his analysis. That man is a brain when it comes to strategy and knowing all the components and the interactions. It's fantastic to have him around.
I guess talking about the main tournament, I'm curious to hear from both of you. Do you have a favorite right now? I guess in terms of both, do you have a favorite game, and do you have any favorites for advancing, for being contenders?
I think Fingo's the one to answer this. He's got all the stats, and
I do have a favorite for each game. I did release a odds.
That's right.
Table.
You have
Yes,
the odds
the
table.
odds
Can you run
tracker.
through that with us real quick?
It's a bit long, but
Or maybe just a
sure,
quick
I'll
summary
remember.
then of who are the top odds that you have on each game.
Well, I
Who are
think
your
I gave
favorites?
the highest. Okay, so quick thing about TI. Even though I think like some players are doing really well, I gave no one above like 50% odds of winning, because there's just so much that can go wrong in even the best laid plans. It's like it all depends on what the next objective flip is. So I think
100%
while
agree
there's
on
no
that.
king making, once you're in the lead, the rest of the table will tub together, and all the action cards all of a sudden fall in your lap, and all the sabos go against you. So
and all the
it
dice
really
hate
is hard
you.
to close it out.
The dice hate you.
I'm really happy with game 4, Soul. I think he's got it pretty under control as far as things go. I think
How about I put the screen up and you can 1, 2,
Take a
3,
quick look.
4. Soul. Here we go.
Soul's sitting at 6 points right now, and he's got 2 secrets in hand. He hasn't scored any all game, so I'm hoping that means he's had time to work towards some of them. But anyways, he's got a stockpile of trade goods, I think 11. So any spend objective next round, of which there are 5, I think, or 4, I forget sometimes. 5 objectives, any of those stage 2s, he can probably score pretty easily. And if he scores his 2 secrets, well, that puts him to 10. And no one else besides Sar, who is much more limited in terms of what he can score, is really in that range.
Can I say though, I'm really impressed with Sar holding it together in this game.
This is true.
I really thought they were going to fall apart a couple of weeks ago there, but they're looking much better now. So well done.
Yeah, this is the one where Kaza and Sar were battling it out.
Yeah, Sar's really come back to reclaim his slice, and it was just it was really interesting to see it unfold.
Yeah, game 4 is kind of fun to see.
And then game 7 just keeps going super fast. I can't keep up with it. Like,
game
what's the
7
current
has
state of game 7? Where are we?
So
We're
game
into the
7 is
stage
here.
2s.
There's one stage 2 open. I'm guessing people are working towards it. If we look at the victory points, we can see Barony has 4, Hakon 7, Necro 7, Lizix 1, Jolnar 6,
so
and
yeah, that
Sar 5.
stage
Tight
2
game.
just
That's
flipped.
very close.
They're in the agenda phase right now, and no one besides Jolnar really has anywhere close to 10 trade goods. But
Yeah.
Jolnar has their home system surrounded right now, which I think is kind of interesting. I can't tell if it's going to be taken over because those forces look kind of weak at the same time. But like, I don't know, you got some dreads there.
Yeah.
Well, even if the
Jolnar
forces
has
look kind of weak,
definitely made their
cruise
entire
out.
fleet a little far away from here.
That's super interesting.
Yeah, so
Sar's just all over the place.
it's pretty funny.
Yeah, that's
I
a
was
cool
worried
looking game.
about Hakan all game, but they don't have any trade goods right now, so who knows? I think
Yeah,
they
I have a question for Corne.
Go on.
Who do you think which game's going to finish first? We haven't really talked about that. Who's going to be the first across the finish line?
I think 5. That's my guess.
Let's take a look.
System
5.
activated. Well, we just came into game. Wait, is this game 5? I don't know how this is gonna end. So 8, 7, 6. Yeah, is this 5? Perhaps not 5 and soon. Because it's only
I've
been.
just gotta have an all-day live session in order
Yeah,
to finish.
they've got Zooms. They've got it in the bag. There's going to be a session right at the end where they're going to
Right.
just
Oh,
thrash it out.
You heard it
They're gonna
here,
pull it
folks.
out.
Game 5. do it.
The faith. Corne has faith.
A strong faith.
I just don't want them to finish last. I don't want them to hold up the
Fair.
entire show for the rest of the game. So I believe in them.
All right, game 5. You
Hopefully
heard.
this
I
inspires
hope
them
you're listening.
to do this. Get together.
Get together. You can do it.
Yeah, we have some high scores of 1.
That's why I think.
It's
I
a
mean, he's clearly running
fascinating
away
game.
with the game. All 2 of them on 1, 3 of them.
Interesting. All right. Good call, Corne.
Thanks, man. What's the? How do we light the fire under these guys? Do we have a?
We looked at where each of them were located in the world, and we tried to find some time that was between the windows of like 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. on the weekends, and we offered to them what those timeframes look like within their given global time frame, and that's all we really done. Just offered that nudge.
And if somewhere towards the end of the tournament we got 7 finished games and 1 game only halfway through, we're going to sort of end it halfway with the current score, just so the tournament can proceed.
We haven't come to a hard decision there. I mean, if it does come to a point where a game cannot, just for whatever reason, they can't get live sessions in to finish it in a timely manner, I'm of the opinion that we'll probably just try to pick some way to get people to advance.
Because I mean, the way me and Fingolfin are feeling now, as soon as 1 game finishes, then 2, then 3, and when you got 6 game finished, you got a whole lot of people sitting on a bench waiting for games to start.
And the other thing I want to acknowledge is that we've given some time frames, right, for the tournament. We don't want the tournament to last till next year, where people maybe when they registered, are not so certain what their situation is going to be like that far down the road, right? So in fairness to everyone else, if a group can't, figure out times to coordinate to finish a game, I think we will eventually at some point need to step in and make some kind of decision. We haven't figured out exactly how we're going to make that decision yet, whether it would be a random lottery or just the current placings. That's kind of yet to be determined. We'll maybe have to take that on a case by case when we get there.
It is a good question though that needs to be considered, and honestly, obviously has not been yet.
Yeah.
We were trying to maintain the faith for as long as possible.
Holding
I
strong.
think you're living in denial. I think that's what it is.
Yeah, we have 4 more stages to go through before we get to acceptance.
Right.
3.5 weeks until December 10th, I think, was the next round supposed to start.
Yeah, we wanted
think
a
so,
month and a
yeah.
half, I believe.
Looking at the calendar now, yeah, I think the games we're looking to wrap up in about 2.5 weeks time is what we're hoping.
Tough.
So
Some of them
the
will
other
get there
thing
for
to
sure.
consider is the Christmas break, right? Knowing that there's going to be a lag. I think we built that into the semifinals to give a little bit extra time, knowing people are going to be perhaps not so active over the holidays.
The semis in the new year. That's what it's going to boil down to, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's probably going to be a week when even I'm not
Yeah.
active.
I'd like to get the semis started before the holidays, at least. But then, like I said, to extend maybe the timeline a bit, understanding that there's going to be a week or two of low activity over the holidays.
It'd
But I
be a
think
Christmas miracle.
we could. We can dream.
Renee, have you thought about what faction you want to be in the semis?
Ooh, yes, I want to hear.
No, I think the best I've ever done is with Soul. So I would say that's probably the one that I want to play. I just kind of like having a lot of fighters and having Marines
I love
storming across the map. And they're really boring to play, but that's good for me because my mind doesn't go very far when it comes to deep strategic thinking paths.
People who say Soul is boring are just haters. It's fun.
I mean,
Don't
it's
you
never
love-
it's never boring when you're winning, right? It's
Yeah,
just
like come on. I want to fill the map with dudes.
that's awesome. That feeling of having sort of impenetrable dudes, just like, yeah, sure, kill all my dudes, it's fine. I have so many more. Yeah, like it's impossible. It's this tide, this wave. Very very nice.
In that, I guess on that kind of note, I'm curious, not just from a tournament perspective, but just from Twilight and Pyramid's perspective. What is each of your favorite faction from, I guess, highest fun, let's call it? Who do you like? Who do you like best? Mine, to just kick it off, I'd say would be Necro. I love stealing tech and just being so single-minded, being like, I need tech. I love the Necro.
I agree. Necro is awesome.
It feels amazing when you get that tech stolen, but I get focused on stealing tech so much that I completely forget that it's an objective-based game that I'm supposed to be scoring points. I'm just going, it's all mine, precious tech.
Which ones
Get
don't
the
I
epic
have?
combo.
Oh, and then there's the heartache of having to give something up. If you want some other sort of tech coming in, you're like, oh, do I have to? No, I don't want to give this one up. Please, Dane, just let me have a third one, please.
I had that problem in the All-Stars game. I'm playing Necro, and early on I got E-Res and Crystal Fighters, and I'm like, I'm set. This is gonna be the best game ever. And then Corne, you got obviously Advanced Carrier 2 and Spec Ops 2, and I'm just sitting there being like, but I
so
want them all.
Faction tags are attractive for a reason.
I think that cost me the game. You coming in and stealing my tech. That's my official
That's your
opinion on
story,
that.
and you're sticking
That's
to
my
it.
story. I'm sticking with it.
I'd say that mine is maybe a close tie between Necro and Yusro. Being able to hold all of the action cards and just have like
know,
a
you love
buffet
your
of
Yusro.
options at any given scenario. It's
I also enjoy Yusro.
Yeah, they're fun. And their flagship is hilarious. Moves to and through everything.
Yeah, I never understood the synergy of that, what that was supposed to be. Just
Yeah, because you
confuses
can't
me.
bring the rest of your fleet. It's like, I don't know. I like the move too, though. That
Yeah.
is good.
I
just
almost
don't
wonder if it's a late game, like get that last point by just stalling everyone out and then sending it to like a lone system to snag a planet that you need to score a point or something like that.
Oh, there's no greater feeling than playing action cards in another game and everybody's sitting there, they've all passed. They're just waiting for the game to end and you're just, having the time of your life playing,
Just
PvE
playing
at
by
that
yourself,
point,
I think I'm in a game where I'm Yusarl in Disaster on Mechatol, where I have like 4 action cards, and I'm like, this is a sad Yusarl game. I'm not doing this correctly.
Something's not right there, that's for sure.
I'm
Is the
not.
objective we have to spend 5 action cards? Oh, I hate that one.
Oh
se-
yeah,
I
there's a
had it as
secret
a
of
sorrow,
Yusarl.
and I mean, even
Then
though you
you
throw away
get
crap, it still hurts you deep inside.
Yeah, I sympathize with that feeling.
The only time it's good is when you have 4 morale boost and a hack election, and then you're like, good riddance.
Finally, a use for these cards.
I keep waiting for Mutiny to come out when I have Hack Election, and I'm like first to vote, but it never does.
Oh, Corne, me and you had a game once where I literally lost the game because of hack election, because I didn't play it. That was a long time ago.
Was that a 3-player game?
It was, yeah, it was our 3-player. And I could have won if I played hack election, because then I would have got voted first instead of second, which means if I voted first, I could have forced the vote. Because of the way I remember it, whoever was speaker, if they got it, the game would have been over. And yeah, it was a sore point.
So it does work. The card does do something at some point, right?
It causes massive regrets.
Makes you hate the card even more. The one time it would have been useful,
Yeah.
you misplayed.
So much anger towards this card. Speaking of, you and I have been playing since the alpha time, since before the great server reset. I'd like to hear just from your perspective, how do you think, what do you think of Twilight Wars, how far it's come, and
I love the community. I like how we get new people all the time. There's always people joining the Discord. It gets bigger and bigger. And having been there from the start, I remember a time where you sort of knew everybody or had a game going with, you think, most people. And then you see these games and these more games and more games. And suddenly you're going, I don't know who any of these people are. But it means that we've grown to such an extent that you can't keep track of everybody anymore. And I love that we've big enough now to have that going on, and obviously the more we join, the more you join, you've got this sort of logarithmic growth effect going on. And I like that. And this tournament will just spark something. I hope after this, people have so much fun and they bring on their mates and their friends, and we really get a big community going. Kudos to developers for bringing this into my life. I mean, my wife's not so pleased, but
I'm kind of curious. What is it that attracts you so much to Twilight Imperium? It obviously has this community. People have been hoping to find something that they could play outside of the board game and tabletop. Like, what is it that draws you to TI?
For me, I was listening to a previous episode of Strovel saying he's a noob, and I'm like, well, I've actually only played 3 physical games in my entire life, and I love the game, but I just can't dedicate the whole Saturday or Sunday to the game. And what I hate most is if you're not having a good time on board because whatever you had a bad start or your pie slice is poor, you're just sitting there hating the entire Saturday, hoping to make 1 or 2 good plays to make it all worth it. Kind of reminds me of golf. But on here, you can have multiple games going and it doesn't take forever. You can go in and you can analyze a game for 5-10 minutes and make your move and then, go on with your life. And I like that it's brought it into my life as an option to play this all the time. Whereas before, I just didn't see it so feasible. And that's why I like this version of it and the community and the people I've met here. Just feel like it's added the game into my life again, where before I didn't, have access to it so readily available.
Yeah, I certainly share that sentiment. I like to joke that Twilight Wars is the community for Twilight Imperium dad fans and wannabe dads.
And what other platform is going to allow you to play 15 games at the exact same time?
At the same time, exactly.
Fingolfin, what about you?
Those are noob numbers, by the way.
Yes, I have responsibilities at work that don't allow me to slack off as much anymore.
I don't know how you guys keep having such high numbers. I mean, I can't even keep track of that, whatever 8 games I have. And
I don't even take notes. I just play.
Yeah, but Fingolfin keeps not even track of his own games. He keeps track of every game and has spreadsheets. I'm like, where do you find the time?
He does go a little extra mile or 100.
Yeah, give us some insight. How do you keep it all straight?
Listen, 10 of the games I'm in don't move for like weeks, or if they do, it's like, I don't know, I got to pass on an action time window or something. And then time to keep track of.
So in order to scratch the itch, you got to go in and analyze every other game that's actually moving.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. I guess I have a lot of free time right now. I'm in grad school, so.
Oh, nice. Well, it's always a good problem to have, free time.
Yeah. I don't know, I should probably be doing more productive things. But
let's hope your supervisor is not in the community listening.
I've done more work. It's whatever.
It's like, that Fingolfin.
I like it. I like all the updates and the recaps and the spreadsheets because I can go in and get a recap myself without actually having to go in and analyze every game.
Yeah,
so,
you guys never look at my spreadsheet. I keep updated every day.
How dare we not look into it all the time?
Fingolfin, I got one last question for you before we wrap up today. I would say, Kaza is one of the top players I've had the pleasure to play with. But I'd say you rank right up there in terms of the games I've had with him, games I've had with you. You both seem to have really high win rates from what I've seen. So what's your secret? How'd you get to where you are?
So spreadsheets.
Is it all spreadsheets? Is it always been spreadsheets?
It's too much knowledge about the game. It's like I unfortunately have like every action card memorized by now for some reason. And like, I don't know, it's too much time thinking about it as well. Like it's too much time invested is basically, because this is a game where if you invest more time, you can make better plays, less blunders, and I have too much time on my hands. So that's,
how many games would you say you've played?
Actually, when I first joined Twilight Wars, I had played 3 physical games. And
seems to be a common theme here.
Yeah, so I've played like 25 on the app now, like 10 of which were abandoned. So maybe like 17 completed games. Oh no.
No, that's pretty good.
It must really sting when you pour your heart and soul into the game and got your spreadsheets out and then it gets cancelled or abandoned.
Well, there's always more to fill the hole.
That's the beauty. That's the beauty of it.
Well, listen, thank you both for taking the time and speaking with us today. Really appreciate having you on.
All right, it was fun. Enjoyed
it. It's been great, and it's been great playing against you both as well.
You guys do great work on this show.
Well, thank you.
Kudos. Another fun, jokey episode. I know they're hard to write, but we enjoyed that one a lot.
All right, we'll definitely queue one up there and hopefully get it out soon.
Yeah, episode 13, the very first story is dedicated to you, Corne.
I have to go listen to it again and cry.
Forever.
Well, I think we've spent enough time stalling in this timing window, so let's hit the pass button and keep the game moving.